I was picked by the family to say a few words today about Pops here. It was kind of hard when I started thinking about, well, should I write a speech or what I do? And you think of a guy that's lived for 90 years, when you try to bring together everything he's done in that lifetime, it kind of probably would sound like a eulogy. And that's something I don't want to do. So I'm just going to say a few words off the top of my head here, and we'll turn it over to him to maybe say a few words. But one of the things that comes to mind, there's several words: commitment, dedication, respect, honesty. He's been, as far as commitment, he had commitment to his country, served in the Army. He had commitment to his community, served on the school board for several years, and continued on with the FFA program, the Sparta Fire Department, helped build the fire station. He was also a VFW member and has been one for well over 50 years. He's, along with his commitment and dedication, he's been involved in several other things, like the Masonic Lodge. He's over a 50-year member there, and had received the biggest award that you can get as a Mason, which is the Hiram Award. And he's done so much for the lodge and helped build the lodge hall and the Sparta also. But he has other things like honesty. I never knew him to steer anybody wrong. He was always honest with us. His dedication, mainly to his family. He's was married for 59 years, and he has a dedication to the land that we're at today. He's spent most of his life here, but he was also a teacher. He taught most of us how to drive. He had a lot of patience. He taught some of us how to cook, and some of us how to cook too well, as you could see. And to bring back to the lodge also, he taught a lot of people through the ranks of the Masonic Lodge, and most of that is not written. It's symbols and memory. And when it comes to lodge, Pops, he remembers a lot when it comes to that. But we're really happy that we have such a good turnout here today on such a beautiful day, and we couldn't make it any better. Say a few words?
Hey, Bob.
Well, I want to thank every one of you for coming. It's a long ways up here, but you got here. And I often think of my old granddad who lived here. He cut wood for a living. Now he farmed on somebody's hills. But anyway, he would start out 4 o'clock in the morning with a load of wood, take it down the hill, come back and get another wagon load, take it down the hill, and then go to Woodland to sell it for $4 a cord. Yeah, that was something that we can't even realize it now. But that was $16 for the 2 loads of wood. And it took 3 days to make the trip. So he didn't make much each day. But anyway, that's this old barn down here he accumulated enough money some way to build it, and part of it's still standing, but Tom, my nephew, cousin, we're going to come up and look at it and see if we can't fix it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he built that barn in 1965, and they came up here in 93. 1865. 1865. And he come up here in 1803. Anyway, again, I want to thank all of you for coming. And so if I did speak right direct to you, my goddamn eyesight is it's not very good. Now, I know Lorraine over there because she's got a red coat on. But anyway, again, thank you. Give it back to Tom.
Well, we're not quite over with today. We still have cake to go through, and Clarence behind me here is going to play a little tune here also, but I think it's probably appropriate that maybe we sing Happy Birthday.
Go ahead.
Really appreciate if everybody that did attend here today did put their name down there.
Clarence?
Okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Well, you want to sing the mic?
Yeah, I'm singing the mic. Yeah, testing. Maybe I shouldn't use the mic. I'll probably blunder anyway. I just wrote this morning. I started off trying to write a tune for Al, how long, a month ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just couldn't get at it. And I started off, I was going to do one sort of with Marty Robbins' Gunfighter Ballad. To the town of Alabria rode a stranger one trying day. That you remember that one? He didn't talk to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. He was here to... Anyway, I was gonna make it that Al's grandfather, our great grandfather, came up on this hill, and the slaves thought he was a slave catcher. But I met Al shortly after moving into the valley here. I moved into Gwenda, and Al was one of the first people I met, and I was told about the heaven up here, heaven, y'all. And so we do a Black History program, multicultural, I call it. We do that down in Gwenda every year. So come next year, second Saturday in February. And I have it's about 70% black, maybe 50-50. It's on the county map. And so, you know, you learn that it doesn't matter because there's people like Alfred here. He carried me up and showed me and gave me a good tour and told me that, look, I love coming up here, so anytime you want to come on, I'll come with you, whatever. But I found that after getting to know him, I got to know some of his family. Doug, Donnie, and I didn't know him from anybody, but he was driving the shuttle there at the casino, and we used to go in there and have brunch. We didn't gamble. It was on Sundays, but he would drive us around, and he would always take us where we wanted to go and take care. And he was really, really friendly. And then I found out he was a Hayes, and I thought, well, okay, that's fine. And Tom, I met him, and then I tried to write this little tune for Al, okay? Alfred Hayes never ceased to amaze with a heart that's tried and true. He did indulge in the Battle of the Bulge way back in World War II. Now Alfred Hayes never ceased to amaze. His soul is pure as gold. You will understand his family's ways when the family history is told. They integrated this mountain in the years gone by, when slavery was barely over. They lived like brothers in the heaven in the sky, Blackburn, and you were all in the clover. Now even in these days, the Hayes still amaze with their willingness to help all mankind. With Alfred turning 90, by God's amazing grace, God bless you, Al, you're one of a kind.
Clarence Van Hook. Okay, we'll be preparing the cake here shortly.
Yay.
All right, if you want to go running around, you can.
Alfred, his father was his grandfather. It was an integrated village up there, and so he was his father. He has pictures of the school up there and the students that was in there, and that was back in the 1800s. That school was integrated, and so it was his grandfather and all who had his copy of it. Yeah, that's his daughter, right? That's Alfred's daughter. Alfred took me up there when I first moved into the valley here and gave me a good tour, and he was narrating while I was videotaping, and I got those videotapes somewhere. I can't find them. But I'm going to dig them out, and maybe next year we'll show them. Now Alfred is here, and if you don't mind, Bill, we give him the microphone, and he knows this history, and he tell them a little bit about the village up on the top.
Well, I got a paper where it shows all about it.
Yeah. That's a good place to go look at the paper and the picture.
Yeah, it's on the table.
And the Simpsons, and you just told me about the Simpson family, Greenberry.
Greenberry Logan and the Simpsons. Yeah, they live next door. And anyway, in fact, the Simpsons married Logan, so they're kind of cross-fixed there. But anyway, well, yeah, the old school, see, that was why I brought that picture, because they were integrated in 1895. That's when the school was built. They had, at one time, we had 25 students go to school. And, my granddad was the clerk of the board for all those years, but once he refused to let them dance in the schoolhouse. So they got home. Greenberry Logan took his place, and the next year they put him back because he let him dance in the schoolhouse. Yeah.
All right, well, that's a good story. That's just a little bit.